Welcome and hello. Thank you for joining me today. We are taking a look at some really interesting photos from the POV channel, Nolan Fisher. Please go to his channel, subscribe, because he is putting out some excellent content. Today we're going to just take a quick look at some of the screenshots I've taken from his recent video, and I hope you like what we find. Now, of course, you know, this is the A Face in Time channel. My late name is Darvest, Charles Cornelius Barron II, and I am here to show you and outline some of these interesting features. And, of course, the most obvious one is this one. You can see here the two eyes. You can see here also the nose is right here. Let me size this down a little bit. The nose is right here. It's got a nose shape, and obviously some parts of it are missing. We can see the eyes right here. There was probably additional material here in the past that is now gone. Probably gold and crystals and who knows. But, or maybe they just removed the rock here to make these eyes look like eyes. And I do encourage you to go watch the whole video from Nolan. But I want to point out that in his main video, there's a lot of drone shots, and the drone shots don't give you the correct perspective of what's going on here. Because you have to have the perspective of where ancient human would have been standing and looking at these images. So they would have stood here, they would have looked at this. Look, here's some little lips right here. I just want to point out the little lips. Here's the nose. Here's the outline of the head. Somebody went in here in the past. Here's a little ear. And of course the eyes, they're right there. Now, some of these aren't immediately obvious until we start looking at the whole thing. Because if we agree that this image on the left looks like a face, then we can start to look around and say, oh, well, that looks like a face too. Now, some of these images are really old. They're probably very faded. They've probably seen water erosion. They've probably been through a lot with this river. But ancient man would have come through here and they would have seen these images. They would have noticed all of this. They would have said that this is a sacred space. They would have maybe even come in here and painted this to make it look more like faces. But once you start seeing the faces in time in these images, it's really hard to say that these are not actually faces, that somebody didn't come in here and have this be a face. Now, ancient man may have come in and painted these. I do believe in the past these were painted so that you could see them more clearly. That some of the rock was pecked away. There were probably jewels placed in the eyes. They would have used something like their clay figurines. Not clay figurines. Maybe like the walls and things, you know, if you look at how the ancient structures were built, you can start to see how they maybe would have, especially with this guy on the left, they would have built this up with like clay in the eye and put jewels and agates and things in there. But these ones on the right side here, I think these were just maybe lightly pecked out, maybe they were painted. I mean, look at this eye right here. It's very delicate. Look at this nose right here. There's a nose. Here's a mouth. It's tough to say exactly how this was supposed to look. How it would have looked. Okay, here's the next image. Slightly different area. And since we've already seen the other faces, this is slightly up the river, up the creek here from where we were in the previous image. But since we've already seen the other faces, I think it makes it a little easier for us to take a look at this and say, oh, yeah, I think, you know, from this perspective. So ancient man was standing here, they're looking at this creek, and they could have seen images in the stones. Like this face. Like this ear right here. That's definitely a face. Now, some of them are a little more blocky and they have paint. Like this right here I would say is painted. Or maybe rock's been removed. It's tough to tell. But this guy right here, I mean, look at this upper lip right here. Look at this marking right here. This painting is exactly how Native Americans have this kind of chin art. Not all of them. But it's also a multifacial rock art. We have another face right here. Look at the eye. Look at the eye right there. Look at that. The brow line. So we have one face that's facing us, and then we have these other two faces that are going off and looking to the left. Now, if we can agree that these are faces or images of faces that are looking off to the left, then we can start coming over here and saying, oh, okay, well, if those are faces, then let's draw this line right here. Does this look like a nose? And is that maybe a mouth right there? And is this the chin line for this guy? And then this was an eye? I'd say very likely. At least in my perspective. I've been looking at these for a while now, and I'm going to say that there are more than one face here. I'm going to say this is multifacial rock art. There is another face image right here. And again, natives would have come in here, they would have painted this, they would have made it look like this. They would have brought out the imagery. Gosh, look at this guy down here. Look at this mouth right here. He's kind of grimacing a little bit. He's got a very clear eye right there. The other eye might be more eroded and the nose has been taken away. It could have been, again, painted in the past. It's tough to say. I also want to point out this line right here. Look at this chin line right here. Look at this ear right here. This is an ear. This is an eye right here. And we're going to look at another image here in a few minutes, or maybe in the next image, that makes it a little more clear that these are our little faces here. Okay, let's come over to this one. Can we say that this is a face right here? Maybe he had a hat on. And again, here's the chin line. The chin art, I'm sorry. This is painted. What is the natural cause of this rock being pink on one side and gray on the other? There's no natural explanation for that, other than, you could say it's eroded, but the erosion pattern is very, very uniform. Okay, that one's not very clear, but... Okay, look at this guy down here. Again, look at the pink rock versus the gray rock. This is a repeating theme for me on the Face and Time channel, to have people look at the pink versus gray rock. Get this guy. Get this guy. In times where there's not very much water coming through here, you could say that this is a face right here. Up the thing, we were just looking at these same images, but from a slightly different perspective. But Nolan is, again, he's walking along the top of the creek edge, and he's looking down in the same way that past peoples would have looked down upon these images. Look at the ear, look at the mouth. Okay, right here, we've got eyes. Let's zoom in on this a little bit. Let me take a look at this one. Were these... Again, I believe these were painted. Huh. How about this eye right here? Look at this eye. Super delicate. Look at that. So the other eye is probably over here, not as delicate. Maybe more faded. But look at the outline of the face. Look at the chin. Right here, the cheekbone. And how about this being the mouth right here? The nose is here. You can even see a bit of the line of the nose right there. And look over here. Look at this beautiful goddess over here on the right side. Look at the delicate features of her face over here. I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna draw these lines in right here. Here's one eye. Here's another eye. Here's her beautiful nose. And look at this mouth. Look at her amazing mouth. I mean, if that's not a female mouth, I don't know what is. Oh. Maybe that's her nose? Wait a minute. Let's come down. We'll draw this cheek line right here. Gosh, it's tough to say. I still think this is her mouth. I think I really like this being her mouth. And then the nose is just a little faded. This could be another part of her eye. Or it could be her cheek. High cheekbones. There could be another face here down below. We just can't see it from this perspective. And then we've got some fading. Okay, now I'm seeing this guy over here. Look at his mouth. Alright, look at this guy right here. Again, painted. Got some eyes here. We've got the nose. Here's the mouth. Okay, one more. Down here, look at this guy. A little darker, though. This maybe gets a little more snow, or a little more rain, or a little more water hitting it. But it sure looks like a face to me. There could be other faces here. Like, look at this eye. This looks like an eye, so if we call that an eye, then this is probably the nose. And the mouth is down here. Look at the mouth. There it is. And we follow the pink versus gray rock, and we can come up with most of his chin line. I'm not sure what's going on with it. It could be that it wraps around There could also be two different characters here. It's tough to say. Again, these things are old. They're an ancient rock art style. We're not even sure how old. These could be millions, they could be tens of millions, it could be thousands of years. Okay, maybe not millions of years, but you can see where I'm going with this. Now there could be other effigies, other drawings, other Native American rock art styles here that we see in the American Southwest, like the pecking or the pictographs, the pictograms. Sometimes the art style is a little more subtle. And you have to look at the full image to really, you have to actually sit with it and look at it and understand what we're looking at. Because these eyes are super clear. Look at these guys right here. Look at this mouth down here. Look how subtle it is. I'm not a good artist, you guys. I can't draw these lips the way they should be drawn. And of course it's eroded. It's old. It was painted. The paint is faded. And maybe we don't have the exact perspective that we're supposed to be looking at here, but to me that looked like a face. Let me know what you think. Now, if we say that's a face, then maybe this guy down here is also a face. Like, let's look at this. Right here, there's a nose, there's a mouth. This is not a very clear image down here. The focus is not good. If we could say this rock right here was pecked out to make this eye, then we might say that this is a nose right here. And if that's a nose and this is the chin, then there's the mouth. And up here is his eyebrow and his hair, or her. And it kind of looks like there's another image here. Again, it was probably painted in the past. Very, very subtle. Very subtle. Not good lighting. And I mean, I really want to say that this is another image of a face here, but I don't think we have the right perspective on this one right now. We might have to look at this one from another angle. Alright, this is the last image that I screenshot from the POV channel video. And this is probably the best one. Maybe, other than the first one. But let's take a look at this together, shall we? Let's look at this. Now we have an outline here. Just gonna outline this. Here's the eye, here's the nose. Here's the chin line, comes down. And then the nose is right here, right? Like we can see a little nostril. We can see the mouth was painted in the past. It's not pecked out, I don't think. I mean, it's tough to tell. I'm not there. But that mouth looks like it was painted in the past. And then here's the eye. Here's the shape of the eye. The natural stone makes the shape of the eye in this scenario, in this particular face and time. And the natives would have just come in and painted that. They would have said, "Oh, that's the effigy of my uncle, or maybe my great chief is represented there." Okay, now next one is, you might already be seeing it. Now, to me, it looked like probably this was chipped away or pecked away in the past to help make this nose line right here. But when I saw this in the image, in the screenshot, I was like, okay, that's super clear face right there. Actually, I'm seeing another one. There's actually another face right here. This was painted. These eyes were painted. Here's the nose right here. It's got some algae or something on it. Here's the mouth. But on this one up above it, here's the mouth. So they get multiple faces out of one image. So here's the nose. And then the eyes, I don't know. Okay. Geez. I'm not seeing the eye. Oh, maybe is this it right here? Let's see. Let's draw this in. Oh, there it is. There it is. That's the eye. Oh, I don't like that line. Let's make this a little more delicate. It was painted. It was pecked away. I would say it was right here. Oh. Let's zoom in on this. Look. Look right here. Look at these lines. These little lines. Just like you would see in an eye. And look at it in the proportional size to the rest of this image. Kind of wish I hadn't drawn this other little face down here, but it's already done. Now, if we say that's a face, then let's come over here. We're going to look at another one. Obviously, these are rock faces. But how about this right here? Is this a chin line? Is this the nose right here? And then this was the eye. Unbelievable. Look at that. That's almost unbelievable. But again, we've seen all these other faces in the earlier part of the video. The images that I've already drawn. And I wish I was a better artist, but you can see where I'm going with this. I mean, I hope you can see where I'm going with this. To me, those faces are very, very clear. And I've been looking at these things for a long time. I've been drawing a few of them. I have a channel dedicated to this kind of art. This is a very ancient rock art style. And I think these images are super old. I think they're older than even possibly the past 10,000 years. That this could be older than 10,000 years. Which would make that older than the Native Americans, at least the current version of Native Americans that we have, because we actually we don't know that either. I can't say that for sure, but they worshipped the land. These places were their temples. This was where they saw their gods. Were in places like this. And maybe they immortalized their past leaders, their past chiefs of their tribe. Perhaps they were placed here and painted and slightly chipped away the rock. Like, we don't know how complicated these effigies were because we can't see them. They're all eroded. They were painted, like I said. But this was clearly a sacred place for the Native Americans, or for the past peoples, the ancient man, or whatever entities were here before man. And it would not have taken very much effort to knock out or chip away at this rock to make a little face right here, and then to put some paint on it. And that paint would have probably lasted for the lifetime of the artist. And if it was deemed important enough that it should be saved and maintained, then I do believe, at least what I saw in Montana, it looked like, my impression was that they were maintained by a family. That was what my gut told me. Look at the different colors here on these rocks. This is all the same rock. So was it painted? That's my question. Some of my other channels that I watch, they're like, definitely check out Faces in the Stone channel. He finds rock images that are painted. He's quite clear in his convictions, and I've seen some of his amazing pieces that I'm like, yeah, you cannot dispute that that was not a face, that was not painted in the past to help represent the face. Alright, so thank you for joining me today. This is Darvez Charles Cornelius Beer II. I am the proprietor of the A Face in Time YouTube channel. Please do like and subscribe. Like the video. If you thought it was good, please do like it, and hit the like button, and do subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss all the updates. Peace and love to you all. In lak'ech, I am another version of you. What do you think?